The Kona storms last month caused about $171 million in damage to Hawaii's public schools. The number was shared by DOE Superintendent Keith Hayashi at the State Board of Education meeting today. He said the DOE received more than 500 storm-related work orders and 42 insurance claims for several buildings statewide. Damage includes flooding and water intrusion into classrooms, roof and ceiling damage, and clogged drainage systems. Hayashi said Kona middle and high schools were among the hardest hit.
I've never seen anything like it in my life in terms of the degree and the intensity of the damage at those schools. Ongoing repairs at the affected campuses continue. I want to acknowledge the efforts of our staff, especially the facilities team.
Hayashi also noted impacts on Noilani and Hokulani in Manoa, as well as schools on Maui, Molokai, and Oahu's North Shore.